The Silicon arriving in 2026 is capable of pushing 30 to 35 watts of sustained power into devices you can throw in a backpack. But stuffing an 8-inch screen with a raw installation of Windows 11 creates immediate friction. You find yourself poking at tiny close buttons, fighting background update tasks, and struggling with a touch keyboard that covers half the game. Players want a device that wakes up and plays instantly, like a console, while keeping the absolute freedom of a traditional PC to install any launcher. Until recently, Valve's SteamOS was the primary answer to this problem. It strips away the desktop entirely, giving you a clean, controller-first interface that gets you straight into your games. Hardware is no longer the bottleneck. Choosing a premium handheld means choosing an operating system ecosystem. This chart maps the handheld landscape. The vertical axis is setup friction. The horizontal axis is game compatibility. Standard Windows 11 sits in the top right. Plays everything, but requires patience. SteamOS lives in the bottom left. Friction is zero, but certain games won't launch. Microsoft has a direct response to this gap: the Xbox full-screen experience, debuting natively on devices like the ROG Xbox Ally X. Microsoft is aiming for the magic quadrant: zero friction and total compatibility. We need to look at the data to see if it actually delivers on that promise. SteamOS is built on a lightweight Linux foundation. Instead of running Windows directly, it uses a compatibility layer called Proton to translate Windows game code on the fly. Because the OS is dedicated entirely to gaming, the interface is completely free of bloatware. You can suspend a heavy game, put the device to sleep, and wake it up days later directly back into the action within seconds. This dedicated architecture allows the hardware to focus exclusively on game instructions rather than background Windows services. By removing the resource-heavy Windows kernel, Valve can squeeze significantly more out of the exact same mobile chips. This chart shows how that efficiency looks in a demanding title like Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered. On identical Legion Go S hardware, the SteamOS version achieves a 75% performance advantage over the Windows 11 installation. The major trade-off is security software. Proton cannot parse kernel-level anti-cheat drivers, meaning massive competitive titles like Call of Duty or Apex Legends will refuse to run. You also cannot natively download and install Xbox Game Pass titles. You are strictly limited to cloud streaming if you want to access that specific library. SteamOS trades the absolute freedom of a PC for the optimization of a console. The Xbox full-screen experience tackles the handheld problem from the opposite direction. It acts as a custom shell that bypasses the Windows Explorer desktop entirely and boots straight into the Xbox app. You can navigate your library, sign into Wi-Fi, and manage settings using only the controller. The touch keyboard is mapped to thumbstick inputs by default. Underneath that clean shell, it remains a full Windows 11 machine. Native Game Pass installations, the Epic Game Store, and kernel-level anti-cheat multiplayer titles all run without complex workarounds. It isn't a perfect shield. Because the core OS remains intact, you will occasionally have to drop into the desktop view to force a mandatory Windows system update or configure third-party software like Discord. Early builds also struggle with power management. Putting a game to sleep sometimes results in an unexpected crash when you try to wake it back up. Xbox FSE operates as a highly effective band-aid. It masks the clunkiness of a desktop operating system, making Windows handhelds genuinely usable on the couch. By killing the desktop and non-essential background tasks, the Xbox shell frees up roughly 2 GB of system memory. This line graph tracks synthetic performance. Reallocating that memory back to the GPU results in a 10 to 16% increase in 3D Mark scores compared to a standard Windows 11 installation. Those synthetic gains translate directly into heavier AAA games. This bar chart shows Cyberpunk 2077 performance at 1080p. On standard Windows, the hardware managed 35 frames per second. Switching to the full-screen experience pushed past 39 frames per second. Currently, this performance is heavily tied to specific hardware. The ROG Xbox Ally X runs this natively out of the box, while devices like the Legion Go are stuck waiting for official support. The data confirms that Xbox FSE is more than just a UI skin. It physically reallocates system resources to provide a consistent, measurable boost to your frame rates. This diagram is a decision framework based strictly on how you actually play. If you travel constantly, game in short bursts, and own a massive Steam library, You need a system that wakes up instantly and manages battery life efficiently. Your clear winner is SteamOS. Hardware like the Steam Deck OLED or the Legion Go S gives you an appliance-like experience, assuming you can live without native Game Pass. If you rely on Game Pass Ultimate or play competitive shooters requiring anti-cheat software, you need the ROG Xbox Ally X, running the Xbox full-screen experience. It guarantees your entire library runs natively, trading some battery life for total flexibility. Matching your daily habits to the right operating system prevents buyer's remorse far better than chasing the fastest microchip. The 2026 handheld market proves that software optimization dictates the value of the hardware. Let me know your priority down in the comments. Are you Team SteamOS for the pure efficiency, or Team Xbox FSE for the sheer compatibility? I read through all of them, and hearing how you use these devices helps me benchmark the next wave of hardware. If this breakdown helped you decide, hit the like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the tech that actually matters. Until next time, keep your frames high and your temps low.